Hey guys, it's Simon from Vanguard bringing you a deck profile on Dragonic Blademaster. So with the new stuff coming out in Japan right around the corner, I was thinking might as well show off my Dragonic Blademaster before I have to update it again. So this deck is really good because it's opposite to Overlord, because Overlord is mainly Vanguard centric and using Force 2. Where with this deck it's more control based, so you retire your opponent's field and then you just win from there because your opponent has to keep calling cards from hand, and then while they're calling cards from hand they have little hand size. Also, like, you're using I'll explain why I use Force 1, but yeah, so this is the Dragonic Blademaster. So I play 4 copies of Dragonic Blademaster. First effect is continuous, gains 5k. If your opponent has no rear guards, it gains 5k and a crit. So it's really nice to have 18k crit too, because that's like really nice pressure. So you don't really need to play the Force 2 with this card. So that's why we don't really play Force 2. Second ability, which is more the reason why Blademaster is a good card, is act if you have Doha and Garen on the field. You can Soul Blast 1 grade 3, discard 2, and then retire all your opponent's rear guards, and then summon a Vision token. And then this Vision token gains Twin Drive, so you get an extra Twin Drive. And yeah, that's it. So minusing 2 cards from your hand is not that bad because you get it back with the Vision token. So you can swing for 13, Twin Drive, and then attack with this. So it's amazing because your opponent's going to have no cards on the field. If they have a full field, you use this to retire the whole board. Also against Axel, like decks like Narukami and Aquaforce, if they have like a full board and rear guards on the Axel circles, you can use this, wipe their board. It's a fantastic card. Very underlooked right now because mainly people just want to play MLB or Last Call Revon and Vanquisher, but no one really looks at this card. But yeah, this card's fantastic against the XL decks. Okay, so the reason why I'm playing Force 1 is I play 4 copies of Waterfall. Okay, so Waterfall is amazing because what you do is when you ride, you can pop 1 grade 2 or higher on the field. So that's already an interceptor gone. And then when it attacks, Soul Blast a grade 3 until the end of the turn. This gains 10k and a crit, and your opponent cannot normal call Sentinels. So that's no protect markers and no perfect guards. So this card's fantastic because what you do is you can wipe your opponent's board and then use this next turn, swing for like you'll have 3 force markers by then. So it'll be 53 without the booster. So this card's amazing. Obviously you need to ride and then ride again and then ride again to get the full power. But you can also, because this needs to have a grade 3 into the soul. But you do have Garen to soul charge, so you might get lucky. But most of the time you would ride this and then either ride this or ride this. So this can still hit 43, which is still a very powerful number. And if they're not dead, you just go into Waterfall again. So for me, Waterfall is still one of the most deadliest cards in Kagero because being able to hit amazing numbers and being able to stopping your opponents from using perfect guards, it will shred at least 2 cards from their hand. So that's why we play 4 copies of Dragonic Waterfall. Okay, so with grade 3s, I do play 4/4. Okay, next, one of the pieces for Dragonic Blademaster to activate the full effect, we play 4 Doha. Okay, so Doha has this special ability in this deck. It's Cow Blast 1, search your deck for Garen, which is the grade 1, which I'm going to show you later on, and then shuffle your deck. So basically, with Kagero, you don't really use boosters. So being able to search a booster, that's really good. Continuous, during your turn that this attacks, and your opponent has no rear guards, your opponent cannot normal call units from they cannot normal call units from the hand. So normal units, so anything that says normal unit, they can't call it while this card attacks. So again, being able to restrict your opponent from using cards in their hand, and with a combination of water 4 and they have no cards on the field, this can be a very deadly combo. Also with Blademaster, because Blademaster does set up your opponent to have no cards on the field. So having this, and the vision is quite nice. So being able to have Twin Drive, being able to have 5k and a crit, and being able to stopping your opponent from calling normal units. So yeah, so that's why we got to play 4 Doha, because it's one of the pieces for Dragonic Blademaster. Okay, so next, I play another retiring card for Berserk Dragon, because Berserk Dragon is actually one of the best Kagero retire cards for grade 2. It's Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, retire one of your opponent's rear guards. If it's on Vanguard, you get to draw a card, which is really good because you want to draw cards. Okay, next, when it attacks a Vanguard, it gains 3k. So it can swing for 13, which can get over force numbers, which is really, really nice. Next, 4 copies of Dragonic Burnout, okay? So with Dragonic Burnout, I feel like with the cross, the new cross that's coming out, you're going to have to play this card because you want to be able to recycle your overlords. But with this, the reason why I play this is being able to recycle my Dohas and being able to recycle my Waterfalls or my Blademasters. So it's quite nice to have. And also, it's a retiring card as well. So it's Counter Blast 1, put a grade 2 or greater from your drop zone to the bottom of your deck, and then choose one of your opponent's rear guard and retire it. So again, we are playing control, so we've got to play all the control cards. So Berserk Dragon, 4 copies of Burnout, and Doha's not really much of a control card, but you do need to play 4 copies of it because of Blademaster. Okay, next, we're going to play 4 copies of Emo, because draw power. Emo is amazing because you need to counter charge in this deck. This deck is quite Counter Blast heavy, like all Kagero decks. So during your turn, when this boost gains 3k, so it becomes an 11k booster, which is very, very nice. And then you can, when your opponent's rear guard is retired, you can retire this unit, counter charge 1, and then draw 1, which is really nice. So what I was saying about playing Doha is most of your grade 1s, your boosters, are going to the drop zone to give you a +1. Well, not really +1, but to get your card back. So having Doha and then Core Garen, you have a guaranteed booster. So there's another card here as well, 4 copies of Sable Dragonute. This card also retires itself and draws a card. So it's the same as Airmail. So it retires itself to draw a card when you retire one of your opponent's rear guards, when it goes to the drop zone. And also on Vanguard, so when you ride this and you go in second, when you attack and it hits, you get to draw 1. So this is really nice to have. So basically, you are playing these to search for the Doha. So as long as you have Doha and Blademaster, you're pretty much set for game. So that's why we do play 8 copies of these cards to search. Okay, next I play 4 copies of Garen. So this is the grade 1 that I mentioned earlier that you need for Dragonic Blademaster. It also combos with Doha. Okay, so this card's skill is Counter Blast 1 to call this. And then this card's skill is continuous during your turn. Your opponent has no rear guards against 5k. So again, this is is it 13k? It's 13k booster, which is really, really good. Second ability is auto when the attacks boost, and it boosts Doha, so which is this, and it hits. Counter Blast 1, draw a card, and soul charge. So again, if your opponent has no rear guards, Doha says no to normal units. So most likely your opponent is gonna go in to let the attack hit, and if it does hit, you just Counter Blast 1 to draw 1, and then you just soul charge. And if you soul charge a grade 3, that's fantastic. Yeah, so if you soul charge a grade 3, you get all the plays next turn. Okay, next we are playing a retire deck, and this card destroys Axel. So we are playing 1 Demon Dragon Mage Kimnara. Counter Blast 1, retire this unit, choose 3 of your opponent's rear guards, the rest dies. So they choose 3, they stay, everything else gets retired. So again, you can use this to combo it with the other retire cards. So you choose 3, they get retired, and then you can go and use Berserk Dragon. You you can use the Berserk Dragon or the Burnouts to retire more cards, clearing your opponent's field, which is really, really nice. Okay, so 1 tech Kanara, because most of the time this is only for XL. Okay, next we'll go to grade 0s. I do play this to draw just a generic starting Vanguard. Okay, so trigger lineup is a bit different from your Overlord. So I played 6 crit, 2 of the normal draw triggers, 2 sentinel draws. Playing 6 draws because you are playing a deck that needs to draw pieces. So obviously Doha and mainly searching for Doha and anything else that you really need, like the Berserk Dragons, these. So you're digging deep in your deck. That's why we play 6 draw triggers and 4 heals. Okay, so the reason why we are playing Force 1, so it's mainly Force 1 deck because of Water 4, and Force 2 is not that great in this deck because you're not restanding anything. With Overlord, you're restanding your Vanguard, so it gains that crit pressure. But with this, you're not actually. So Force 2 is a no-no. So Force 1, you can either put it on the Vanguard if you want to set up for Water 4, or you can put it on Rearguard just to like give Doha power. So yeah, that's been my deck profile for Blademaster. Hope you like it. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Bye guys.